I think that the idea that the art world should be transparent and not intimidating is a myth.
Welcome to the Baer Faxt. I'm Luyang Jiang. Today, I'll be sharing with you my recent conversation with our founder and CEO, Mr. Josh Baer. Who's Josh Baer? Well, Josh Baer is the Baer Faxt. He started the company in 1994 with a simple weekly newsletter written and published by himself. Almost 30 years after, the Baer Faxt has become one of the most trusted sources of art world information for its readers around the world. Its subscribers include major auction houses, top art collectors, dealers, museum directors, curators, and artists. In our recent conversation, Josh shared with me his own stories about how a little boy growing up in New York with his famous artist mother and surrounded by artist friends has become one of the art world's most trusted insiders and advisors, and how he turned a weekly newsletter into the art world's leading platform, combining art market insights, database, and advisory service. And the reason why even those top art world players would agree, don't transact without the Baer Faxt.
I was raised by artists. So I grew up in moving to New York in 1960 from California with my mother who was a painter named Joe Baer and my stepfather, a painter named John Wesley. So I remember things like as a kid, there'd be this guy in my house playing with my toys, but not with me. And that was a guy named Andy Warhol. Or as a 10-year-old, there'd be a studio visit in our loft and there'd be this guy, Clement Greenberg. So I spent my whole youth meeting great minds of and artists of the art world, but not thinking I was paying attention. So I'd be talking to Robert Smithson, but about mathematics. As many young people do, you flee what you know and you go learn something else. And I realized at 23, wait a second, I want to go back to the art world. So I opened an art gallery, and the art market was just starting to boom then. I closed my gallery in 1994, and I had this idea in sort of the shower to make this newsletter. I came to the newsletter from a position of being inside the art world, inside the gallery world, inside the market, rather than as a journalist. Back in 1994, the internet was basically just an idea for computer science people, and information flew really slowly. And I understood that people inside the art world wanted to know tonight who the new architect was for MoMA or who changed galleries. And there was this new contraption called the fax machine. So I said, well, I can get that information out on the same day. If you subscribe to the newsletter, I'm not going to waste your time with a lot of long-winded blah, blah. They're basically bullet points about who David Zwirner's now showing, who bought this, who bought that, layered with op-eds that are about what's really on the top of my mind that week about what's going on in the art world and the art business. So you'll read it in about 45 seconds or a minute to understand. And because I present it that way, all the top collectors, dealers, curators, even artists are reading the same report each week. We say don't transact without the Baer Faxt. And one of the reasons that what we do is valuable is that if you're interested in buying or selling, say, a Baselitz painting, and you're looking for someone to sell it to, for 25 years, I've been going to auctions and writing down not just people who bought a Baselitz, but people who tried to buy a Baselitz. So suddenly you as an advisor or a collector say, oh, Mr. So-and-so tried to buy one and didn't buy one. I have one for sale. Let me reach out to them. So that's extremely important, in a way more important than the person who just bought it is to the business. And I could say that tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars worth of business have happened because of that information. Who wants to buy something and didn't get it is really critical. In fact, it was so critical that we built a database that's accessible and searchable by artists and by collector. We are the best at giving that information. I think that the idea that the art world should be transparent and not intimidating is a myth. If you walk into an art gallery and you want to ask the price of something, they want you to feel outsider. That makes inside information not only not illegal, but it's good form in this business. So how do you cope with it? I've learned to do that as an art advisor working with new buyers coming in and wanting to not do stupidities. And art is really expensive. If I buy something for $1 million, is it really worth that? How did they come up with that price? Are they playing me? You need help in managing that. And our job is to create a structure to teach people. And once they're in there, then they can move really quickly.
In recent years, the Baer Faxt has been growing into a more diversified content platform. With Josh's strong network of art world insiders, the Baer Faxt invites some of the art world's top players to share their insights with the audience.
It's important now for us to look at ourselves as a content company. Content is always king. So that can be podcasts with the director of the Whitney Museum. It can be video with collectors like Tom Hill talking about the art business. It can be studio visits with artists. How do we use our relations as a company to provide access and knowledge? Particularly for Asia, the video and podcast content we can do to a very sophisticated, intelligent world that's just a little bit new to how these things function really can be a jumpstart to going from 0 to 100 for being in the business. Don't transact without the Baer Faxt.